Father God, once again, we come to you in prayer. We thank you so much. Thank you for this day. Thank you for everything that you've done for us. We ask that you continue to bless us and speak to your people, all of the brothers and sisters out there, everybody on the face of this planet. Talk to them about your word. We thank you so much. We thank you so much. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today I want to come to you and talk from, I believe, 1 Kings chapter 19, 5 through 7. Now, before I read this, I want to say that it'd be a good idea to go back and read the chapter before and the chapter after. A lot of these chapters are really good, but they go right together. But I'm trying to make a specific point and trying to show you some things. So let's start off with verse 5. That's 1 Kings chapter 19. And we're going to do 5 through 7. I might do verse 8 as well. And it says, "And as he lay and slept under a juniper tree, behold, then an angel touched him and said unto him, Arise and eat. And he looked, and he beheld, there was a cake baked on the coals, and a cruse of water at his head. And he did not eat and drink, and laid him down again." I want to do that one again because I was kind of going over it. "And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baked on the coals, and a cruse of water at his head. And he did eat and drink, and laid him down again. And the angel of the Lord came again second time, and touched him and said, Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee. And he arose and did eat and drink, and went in the strength of that meat 40 days and 40 nights unto Horeb, the mount of God." Man, that was powerful. That was a powerful read. Just that little bit was powerful. Just that little bit was powerful. Just that little bit was powerful. I want to talk to you about the great journey and ask you if you have the proper nourishment for your journey. And see, I wouldn't mind an angel coming to me. It came to him twice. Twice. I'm looking at it now. I just want to make sure that I'm talking about the right person. I believe that's Elijah. Twice. Most people couldn't handle the once, but he got 2 visits. Yeah, I wouldn't mind right now. Angel visited me on this platform and showed y'all. But the Lord knows me, so the Lord knows that, that doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to happen. Doesn't have to happen. Oftentimes, there's a direct path that we have to abide by directly, and I'm as you can see, I'm kind of struggling with this video because the little small things are happening in this video, little small things, but that's okay. Bear with me. Might have to do it over. I might just put this one out because I like to get it out there like it is. I ain't got to put on no suit and tie, even though I'm not saying anything about the people in suit and ties. I ain't got to play dress up. You know. And let me point this out there. I like money too. Just like the crooked pastors, not all of them, or the crooked, uh, people out there. I like money too. I'm pretty sure you like it too. You know what I mean? But I don't want to sit here and ask you for money all the time. Money. I say, well, that's what the people are talking about, peace, and it also push prosperity. I just want to point out because something is just on my heart that if I ever talk about like prosperity, or if I ever, because sometimes I give out the Cash App and the PayPal, that's to continue to help me bless you with the word. And of course, I may need some things. I always point out the regular and the facts. If you gave me anything, it would be to continue the Lord's work. And I may feed myself with it or do what I have to do with it. But nourish my body, strengthen my body, it would be to continue the Lord's work. And I'm not thinking about anything else. I already have a few dollars to do this. If I need to go get a sandwich, things like that. Let's say let me give you an example. Let's say somebody cash at me like $5 or something like that, and I buy a sandwich. Now I'm not worried about, where's my next sandwich coming from, because I ate that. I'm content for right now, and I'm pretty sure the Lord will give me another blessing. Now I'm getting away from the topic of the journey. And I think I am going to do another video because I'm trying to give you more of this journey that Elijah had to go through. And I might cut some of these things out this video just because it's not going correctly, but we'll find out once I go through it. But Elijah went through a journey, and it's a part in this biblical story that Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah, and I read a couple different Bible versions. This one saying that basically let the gods do to me, and more also, if I make not thy life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time. The other version I read said, make the life about the fathers. His life's supposed to be like the fathers, and then of course if he's living good, she be living good, and different things like that. So it was a point in the story where he asked the pray to the heavens for the Lord to take his life because of the situation. And a lot of times we get like that today. Everybody thinks it. Everybody has that thought in their mind. Most people, I ain't gonna do it. Let's just figure something out. But everybody has had that thought at one point in time. Kind of creep in your mind with just things getting too hard. You don't want to finish the journey. But through this story, he of course he ended up finishing what he had to accomplish through the Lord, and I wanted to just focus on how the journey is too great for thee, so you have to prepare. If you go on a road trip, you bring them stuff. You got your snacks, you got your water, you on the map, you look at where you need to stop for rest breaks and, restaurants, different things like that. You go full out on your road trip. But, when you going through life and you're going through something, we kind of don't know what to do at some certain points of time. But going on a Christian journey or going through life, different things like that, it's the same thing. You prepare for your journey. You go out into the world. Before you do that, you wake up, you eat your breakfast, you do what you got to do, put your clothes on, read the word, and pray before you go out the door. Pray and read the word before you lay down at night. There's nothing wrong with asking the Lord to guide you. There's nothing wrong to accept a loss of a battle, or even loss of a war. You lost the war because there might be another one around the corner that you may win. But losing doesn't feel good. I don't understand how you're saying that. Losing doesn't feel good. No, it doesn't. It doesn't feel good. It does not feel good. I'm pretty sure in life you accept, certain losses. And, what you do, you keep going. So I just wanted to take some time to share with you when you're going through a great journey to be prepared. Get your strength up. If you need to pump some iron for your journey, pump some iron. If you need to take a light walk or run for your journey, light walk or run. But I often advise to read the word and pray a lot. And look at the logical steps to the journey, but also think outside the box. There's a lot of logical and logic in anything, but think outside of just logics at times as well. And you can take that from a lot of people that are successful that didn't follow the logical thing to do. I myself feel as though I'm in the middle of success because I am doing something with this that we're doing right now. Reading the word and stuff like that. That's definitely outside of my logic. It's outside of what I'd be doing now. I have other videos and stuff like that, but this is outside of where my thinking process was. Logically, I just get on here and just, how you want to get on somewhere and, just act a fool or just do something that's just, wild or something like that. And you say, man, they'll really, like this video, or you want to do, like I got some food videos and stuff like that. You want to do stuff like that. But there comes a time, sometimes you got to do some stuff that's outside of what you want to do and do what the Lord has you to do. So as you going on your journey and things like that, be mindful that you need to prepare. And I noticed every time that I was going to complete like a task or something that I had to do, I would notice that sometimes I would notice that the task would be in front of me, but there were steps that I didn't take correctly. I was putting in the work. I was doing what I had to do, but I didn't take the correct exact steps. When you're looking at something on the paper and the paper tell you do this exactly, and you kind of get it, but it's not exact. And I say, man, I gotta go back and do exactly what's on this paper. So I took the paper, I read it fully down. The areas were basically bolded where I didn't complete what I needed to be completed. Went back and did exactly what was done, and I was able to, obtain whatever I needed to obtain to get things done. So right there, I won that battle, but I had lost. Uh, maybe I'm trying to think. Maybe I know at least one, but I want to say maybe two uh, before that. But I think it was just one because let me see. Yeah, it was one because I messed up, and then what happened after that was I said, man, I got to do this thing right. And so I took my time and I made sure, to do it right. And I did it right, and I got everything that I needed. But see, to me, I did it right the first time because I had all the things that I needed in order to make sure that my work was finished. But sometimes in society, things need to be done a certain way. You understand? Like, you know, you can hook up a TV and it play, but some TVs need a scan or something like that first. Some of them you scan for the channels and different things like that. But you can go get another TV and plug it in, and especially I'm talking about when they first came out, you plug that thing in, the antennas were there, boom, you're ready to go. So you see how sometimes these things take some work, some extra work. Your walk with Christ, your walk with Jesus is going to take some work. And I speak from experience. A lot of these things are going to be me speaking from experience. And that's good because now I can definitely give y'all the breakdown. If you go through it, you definitely going to make sure that you give people the breakdown so they won't go through the same thing, which is good. I always thought stuff was bad, like dag, because things make me look bad and it looks bad and it doesn't seem to be working out and things like that. Well, I can't see I can't say that about everything. Pastor that I was watching said, what you do, you get up, you make your bed, so that way you got in your mind that at least you did that one thing for that day. That worked out. So with these videos, at least I know in my mind that I'm doing something, and this worked out. I'm getting some views from it. People are looking at it, and they must be staying on it for a while because the views going up. And I'm not just doing this just for views. Of course, I like the views and things like that. I'm doing this to serve the Lord. As a reminder, why you doing this? This is to serve the Lord. This ain't just for views. It ain't just for just money. If I get something from it, that will be a blessing. And the reason why I say that is because I'll be able to concentrate and focus on the Lord's people more. I won't have to, worry about, different things, because I want to do different things with my, revenue and money and different things like that, and cash or whatever that you have it. But, this builds up, then it's like, okay, let's just do this. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people have made some steps. So if they can do it, definitely, I can definitely do it. I might have to do it in a different way. And don't be scared to go on the journey. Don't be scared to, kind of think outside of things. And as I was saying before, if you have someone who needs guidance, and let's say they don't even, oh, well, I don't really know you, da 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 da. You don't have to worry about. You can listen to some of the videos and get some information from that and take that as your thing. Because I don't. We can discuss negative things, but I don't stay on those topics. I don't stay on those topics. Like, we can discuss different things. It's a lot of bad that goes on. We can sit here and talk bad. We're bad all day. We can talk about bad all day. You're not the only one that's been through something bad. You're not the only one that, something that happened with the family, or, different family members, or, someone done passed away, or someone done got angry and then they don't want to talk to you anymore, or, somebody done had a baby, or they done had their third or fourth baby, and somebody else got to deal with them, and, different things. Somebody done got, pregnant in your family, a young female or something like that, and then now the mama and the sisters and everybody, taking care of the babies or something like that. You're in the court system, or somebody done went to jail, or somebody got shot, stabbed, or killed, or somebody out there dealing drugs. Somebody got some problems with, the financial systems, or different thing, or different thing like that. And it's just a list of problems that, man, you like, somebody that got angry and did something. We can sit here and talk about problems all day. And you say to me, well, I got problems. I'm gonna say, okay, I understand. We can start. Let's start right here. You tell me, hey, I got problems. I'm gonna say, all right. What's the problem? Well, I having problems. My girlfriend, or I'm having problems with my husband, and things are just not going right. All right, I'm gonna say, okay. I said, well, first, did you pray about it? Nah, I didn't think about, talking to the Lord. I'm gonna start off with this. Any situation, any problem, pray about it. And let God work. Don't try to do everything yourself and fix it that day. Give the Lord some time to work on your problem. Now, the next thing I'm gonna say is, because it's another side to this. Don't just take that running. Well, he said just pray about it, and then the Lord gonna fix it. No, no, that's not what I'm saying. You pray about it, right? Now, for some people, just prayer work. You pray and the Lord fixes it, and you go about your business. Good. Okay. Well, if that's you, then you're good. Then you take that and run with it. You start off there, it works. Good. Now let's talk to the person who may have a more in-depth problem. Now this person, and it might be that same person come back. Man, I got enough problem. Okay. So let's say you pray about it, right? Nothing don't happen. You say, well, Dag, in your mind, you might be saying that the Lord don't really mess with you like that. In your mind start playing tricks with you. And so you're thinking that, and you're like, Dag. Well, sometimes you got to take actions into your own hands. If you're having problems let's say you're having problems with your husband, y'all got to sit down and discuss these things, and that person has to hear from your view, and you have to hear from their view, because you might be in the wrong. You as a wife may be wrong, but him as a husband may be wrong. But y'all have to sit down and discuss these things, and then that's when we can. That's when change and stuff like that occurs. That's when change and stuff like that occurs. You sit down, you discuss things. You want to know what's going on. You don't want to carry that stuff throughout your day. Days and days have gone by. Here go a month, a year, and y'all still dealing with the same problem. Do something about it. Take control of your life. Me, I have issues, but I take control of it. Yes, you're going to be afraid, scared, nervous, worried, whatever you want to call it. I'm with all that. You're going to be that. But that doesn't mean that you cannot do something about it. I, I ain't talking go make a fight with your significant other. I didn't say that. No, y'all ain't got to be fighting or whatever the case may be. I don't know what type of problem you may have, and who am I speaking to this evening? Who am I speaking to that has that type of problem? Leave me a comment, because I feel as though I'm speaking to someone about this. You're having that type of problem, man. I'm feeling the spirit myself, because I didn't know that, certain things I knew things gonna happen when I do this, but I'm just, sometimes you feel as though you're talking to someone that needs that advice. You're talking to someone that needs that blessing, needs to hear. Man, I just need to hear. Don't be worried. Yeah, if you're that worried that something's going to happen to you, if you talk to your spouse or your girlfriend or your fiance or whatever you may have it, your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, if you feel as though there's something going to happen, put it on pause for a second. Maybe get some good advice from your family members or peers. Good advice. Family members, peers. You might have some good advice. Cause see, I'm only trying to give you the best and what the Lord wants for you. I don't want to try to end your relationship. Man, I took his advice and he got my relationship ended and stuff like that. Take your time with it. Make sure you pray. You might have to pray over 7 days. You might have to fast for 1 or 2 days. It's a lot of different strategies that solve problems. I once was on. It's funny now that I think about it. And see, I got past the situation. See, so you can get past things. But I once was on a 7-day type fast. Now, I may have been able to get out this fast earlier, but I wanted to get the food and everything I needed, for myself. So I thought that some money and things were coming, and maybe Jesus and one of the angels calling down from heaven. But he doesn't have to do all that either to get results. So I held out as long as I could, and I think I was just having maybe a little bit of water. I didn't drink that much of that, but I held out, and I said, you know what? The Lord gonna bless me. I know He gonna bless me in abundance, and I prayed for abundance. And on the day of my blessing, I got abundance, and the Lord made sure that I was fed, and I ate a lot of different variety of food that I like, and cause I told him I like fish, so he made sure that I had a lot of pieces of fish and burgers and different things like that, spaghetti, and I was excited, and I was happy that I had my prayer answered, not just the food. My prayer was answered, but I also was patient, and I waited. And I took some action. And it might have happened on that first day, but the first day ain't even really. The second day might get you. The first day, you're like, okay, this is day one. Okay, this is day one. Anything on day one, you're like, all right, day one, okay, pretty bad. One day, okay. Around that second or third day, you're like, okay, Jesus, what is going on? I know I read the word, but look, this ain't how we do things. I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him. This ain't it. This ain't how we do things. So when you're going, man, I'm not. And let me say, I just really feel as though there's someone out there that's going through this type of problem, and I know it's hurting. I know that you're hurting. I know that there's a lot of pain and suffering with this problem. Everybody has problems, so don't feel as though you're the only one. Because sometimes I feel that way. I used to feel that way. Dang, and I always knew that I wasn't the only one, but it just hurts you. So just take your time. If you really love your, let's do the husband and wife thing. Take your time and pray, and make sure you have a good conversation with the person. And the main thing is that you let that person know that you love them, and that ain't no playing around, play session. Look, we have a talk. Let's have a serious talk. Hear what I'm saying. You can say whatever you want to. Hear what I'm saying first. That's what you tell the person. Hear me out. It may go in one end, come out the other, but you tell that person what's up. Me and somebody just had a conversation. I'm not gonna tell you who that person is, but we heard each other's side of the story. And I feel better because I feel stronger. And I know I did the right thing through the Lord because I said, Lord, I'm gonna do what you told me to do. I don't want to do this. I don't want to talk to this person if you know their views of me are in a particular way and my views of them are in a particular way, and it's just not clicking. But the Lord said, go on and do it. Go ahead and do what you got to do. Ain't no harm in just you just trying to talk to somebody. If you tearing them down, that's something different. But we having a real conversation, and I did it, and I do feel certain things are in place. I gave it my best. And so let me get back on the topic of you talking to your significant other. You talk to that person. Y'all have a conversation. And see, I don't know the stipulations of your situation. You may be trying to get out. You may be trying to, fully work it out and stay in and have the Lord change them. And let me address that. If you see somebody, don't always try to change everything about that person. Some things are needed to be changed. There might be you that need to change. Women know what men like. Men are real simple. Let me tell you. And if I curse, I apologize. I'm trying to clean it up. We like vagina, sports, and relaxing. And of course, Jesus and, certain other things like that if they into that. But we're real simple. We want our woman. We like sports. Oh, one more. I'm gonna put one more in there. A lot of people doing the video games now, especially since COVID. Men and women, everybody video games, stuff like that. They like our significant other, sports, video games, and relaxing. Make them a meal. Females, make him a meal. Brothers, make her something to eat. Don't be scared to get in the kitchen. Make her something. Take her out to a nice restaurant. You know. You can't do none of that. You don't have no money. You don't have no skills. Make her comfortable. Rub her feet. Rub her back. Run her a nice bath. Make her feel special. Certain things don't cost. It might take time. Might take giving her some attention. Ladies, cook him a meal. You're watching a football game, let him watch the game. Don't turn it. If he fall asleep, don't turn that TV off. Don't turn that TV off. Keep it on. Keep the TV on. The football game. He fall asleep, you go about your bed. You talking on your phone to your girlfriend, whatever you're doing. Go in the bedroom, sit down, lay down, whatever you're gonna do. If it's a bedroom thing, if it's a sexual thing, well, y'all gonna have to work on that. Y'all gonna definitely have to work on that. I'm gonna get me a little juice for this phone because I see it's on a certain percentage. Might be a little bit with the thing, but y'all definitely gonna have to work on that. A man doesn't like to be nagged. I'm not saying that you can't say, certain things, but a man doesn't like to be nagged. Men and women don't like to be nagged. You can be on autopilot. Be on chill mode. And for that, you don't have to pretend. And trust me, I know about like pretending and stuff like that, meaning that I don't like it myself, pretending. You see me with this Jesus my boss hat, these shades. No, this is me. I can take my shades off, whatever. But this is me. Sometimes I floss a little bit, little chain or something like that. But ain't no pretending over here. For me, because I used to do more of acting and stuff like that. Yeah, that was on the stage or something like that. Took a theater class, something like that. That's something different. And as far as pretending though, I don't really mess with that. I don't like it. So I get it if you don't want to pretend. If you don't want to pretend, I get it. I got it. I understand. I'm not asking you to be something that you don't want to be. But a relationship is about compromise, right? You want to do something and he's seen to let you do it or whatever. He want to do something, you don't want to let him do it. Compromise. Nothing wrong with compromise. You're not pretending, but you're compromising. You be like, all right, you can say that. Hey, that's cool. That's all right. We can do that. We can do that. We can definitely do that. So I want to get more into this because I want to make sure I hit everything because I feel as though I'm actually speaking to somebody, and I just would tell that person, if it's a fear thing, don't be afraid. Get your family involved. Tell your mama, your daddy, your grandparents, or relative. You gotta have some type of cousin or anybody, friend to get involved. If you're fearing for, like, some people fear for their life and different things like that. And regardless, you had to stand up for yourself some point in time. I'm not saying do anything crazy and get yourself killed and stuff like that, but there comes a time, and trust me, I know for myself, that you have to stand up for yourself in a particular way. And I'm not even talking about just relationship wise as far as me, but you gotta stand up for yourself and what you believe in. You gotta stand up for yourself and what you believe in. So if it's something like that, what I'm telling you first is be extremely, extremely careful. Don't go just jumping the gun. Take a little time to think about it and how it's gonna work out, how this situation is gonna turn. Take some time to think about it because that person may be for you. I done seen people in situations like that, and then they the one person um, ends up growing in their faith and in life, and then they get back together and things are right then afterwards. But you got to get to that point. You might be asking me, is it wrong to leave my spouse? Is it wrong to leave this person? Is it wrong to leave that person? See, all situations are different, but look at it into the Bible. What is look it up for yourself. What does the Bible say about marriage? So before you walk down that aisle, know what you're doing. Me, I never was scared of marriage. It's just for then and for right now. It may not have been for me. It might not ever be for me, but I'm not scared of it. Because any woman who's in my presence, I try to love them the best that I can, and I'm gonna pray over them and make sure that they are all right. So walking down the aisle, that's not. A lot of people say, "Well, that's a big thing because it's for God." It is a big thing, but if you're serious about it, it's there. And if you think about it, think everything ain't gonna be perfect. Think you and think that you're gonna have some problems and stuff, and you already got all that stuff mapped out. It's really not nothing. It's really clockwork. You gotta be married to that person forever. That's a big step. So, you know, even if y'all separated, somebody can always say, "Hey, that was your husband. That was your wife." So I mean, just like I said, think about some things before you jump into it. And if you're in the middle of it, think about it. Do a lot of praying. Put mainly what I'm saying is put your mind back on the Lord when you're going through your journey. Put your mind back onto the Lord. Put your mind that He needs to feed you and nourish you and make sure you're good for your journey. Man, it's there may be a few people out there, but it's someone particular out there that I'm talking to that just needs this word, needs this guidance, needs this help. You need it. You need a word. You feel trapped about. You're not trapped. I myself should have given up on a lot of things a long time ago. I look back and I say, man, how did I make it through that? But you know what I remember? Especially anything recent situation when the bridge collapsed on in Baltimore, when the fires in California started, when all the tornadoes and everything was happening, all this stuff is happening. When people was panicking, people still panicking now. They don't know what to do. They're going into the Walmarts and different things. When the situation and stuff happened in Philadelphia, they go in the stores and they just taking stuff and everybody panicking. I say, Lord, what's going on? But He wrote a word. He wrote Genesis through Revelations, and He said certain things are going to happen. But He said, keep your faith. So all I did, I prayed real heavy. I prayed real heavy. And I say, Lord, what do we need to do about these situations? I say, Lord, what do we need to do about these situations? And then He had me to think about, well, what you gonna do? You gonna go and rebuild the bridge? Touch every family? What are you gonna do about this stuff? You can pray and talk to me. Well, I've been talking to the Lord, and and it ain't really been working it out for me and stuff like that. Go back and talk to Him again, because it's something you done missed. And that's what I do. I go back and I talk to Him. Right now, particularly right now, I'm speaking to him about things in my life and the goals that I've accomplished. I go back, I talk to the Lord. Something must be wrong. Or he might have to open the door. And sometimes you just have to, just like a video game, sometimes the game of life, you just got to keep pushing until something happens. Now I know this video is a good amount of time, but once again I felt as though I had to speak to somebody. I had to share with you when I woke up. This is probably a few days ago, and I said I'm gonna share that. And I thought it was gonna be that day, but I had some things I was dealing with. I'm still dealing with some things now, but um, with the word, it's on the Lord's time. Because I had no problem sharing it right then and there. But today was a better day, a better fit to share this and get it out and to make sure that that y'all know about it. Now at this time I'm gonna break down some of the questions that you may have as far as like the journey and stuff like that. So number one, you have a problem. You notice how Elijah got fueled up for the problem. So you prepare for the situation in there, because that's what we're really talking about. Man, I got a problem. Prepare for your situation. It is. I'm looking at it now, and it is really difficult to not be able to do something with a problem if you are prepared for it. If you're not prepared, then you have to stop and say, okay, let me get prepared, or let me do some things in the midst of the problem. You have a problem, you have to, okay, let's get it on attack mode and deal with it right there. That's something different. You still have to have some type of preparation in the midst of that sequence. Something happens, and the way you're preparing that, your mind is working. And so while your mind is working, then you have the thought, and then you have the process in it, and then you have the whatever action that you're going to put towards whatever problem that's in front of you. When I'm talking about any problem, always prepare yourself the best that you can. And remember, the Lord is always with you. You're going through something, you don't have to, do something drastic, a thing like that. The Lord is always with you. I'm talking about always. He's everywhere, so He's always with you. He said it, so He's doing it. He's always with you. He's with me right now. What the things that I'm going through, He's with you. And then I had somebody ask, well, how do you do it? Once again, it's the Lord. It ain't me. I'm just it's just a vessel for Him. Everything I do, I wake up in the morning, and He's got to wake me up, and He's got to make sure that my memory, and He's got to make sure everything that I do is because of the Lord. Everything that I do is because of the Lord, and I'm so thankful. I take all my pride out of it, because certain things I feel as though I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm doing it. And yes, He did give us the power to do things, but it's still He gave us the power. He gave us the power. See that? So keep in mind, it's still through Him. So if He gave us the power to tackle these situations, then you can do it. Talk to your boyfriend. Talk to your girlfriend. Y'all have a nice conversation. Talk to your wife. Talk to your husband. Y'all have a nice conversation. Have pleasant conversation. Well, I just can't talk to her. Well, I just can't talk to him. Well, sometimes it's better to just keep your mouth shut. Don't say nothing until you feel as though you're ready to tackle that situation. If the conversation ain't today, you don't have to say nothing today. I done waited a few times to talk to somebody just because that day was not a good day. And I remember one time that I talked to somebody and that day wasn't a good day and the conversation did not go. I had the conversation, but I said, man, I should have waited to have this first conversation, because the second conversation was pretty good. It was informative, but the first conversation was like, man, I should have waited because I was not ready. I was not ready. And I just, don't worry, because you need someone to pray for you. I'm going to pray for all y'all. Only thing I ask in return is that you pray for me as well. Pray real hard, because I need your prayers to keep this going right here too. I want to keep it going. Maybe one day I'll do this every day. And then maybe, see, you got to think about vacations and different things like that. So even if it ain't every day, it'll be often. It could be every day, because I might only shorten the video up like, a minute or so, something like that. But me, I like to let the Lord lead. If it's going to be 5 minutes, it'll be 5 minutes. If it's going to be 1 minute, it'll be 1 minute. But I like to let the Lord lead and let him do what he got to do and touch who we need to touch through me. And since he's in us, Remember, you're not alone. He's in you. Talk to him. I talk to him all the time. And trust me, I know. Try not to curse in your prayer. I'm right there too. This so and so, sometimes I get into it, but I have just remember, the first thing you gotta remember is to calm down. So once I do that and calm down and get to a certain point, then I'm good. So most of my prayers are like that now. I'm gonna say about 99% of my prayers are calm. Unless somebody, kind of rattle me and get me upset or something. And I'm like, oh man, this. But I try not to add that in my prayer. I say, you'll hear me say that. See, Jesus, so. See, Jesus, I told you I didn't want to get upset. Let's not talk about this. Let's talk about something else. But yeah, definitely get out there. Pray for your significant other. Pray for other people. You can definitely get out there and touch me. Pray for me. You say, Lord, I pray for this young man right now. Just touch him. I pray for this young lady right now. Just touch her. Don't be afraid to pray. I used to do it during lunchtime. I remember doing it during lunchtime, and I did it, and ain't nobody really have no problem with it. I was all right, all right type person, but I prayed over my food during lunchtime, because I'm not gonna. Sometimes you rushing, you just hungry, but 99% of the time, you want to pray first. I'm not gonna stick a bite of nothing, a piece of gum, or Tic Tac, or drink of water, any of that. Now I'm even more with that, If I remember, like sometimes you wake up, you so thirsty, you just guzzle, go, drink the water. Or sometimes you just hungry, you go straight for food. But for the most part, anything that goes into my system, whether I drink water, whatever it is, thank you, Father, for supplying me with the nourishment that my body needs, because it's important to me. So I'm about to wrap this video up, and I don't really know how I'm gonna do this video yet. I don't know if I'm gonna trim it down, or if I'm gonna use it, or if I'm gonna come back to it, and I might start all over and do it all over again. But it's already me doing it right now, so I might just keep it as it is, because I like doing things like that. But I just want you to have a better understanding. You see how I take my passages from the Word. We could be reading out of Genesis. We could be reading out of Revelations one day. We could be reading out of the book of Job, Deuteronomy, Chronicles. First and Second Chronicle. Could be reading out of Thessalonians. Other books that, most people don't even read. I could go and or look at, even get it online and read that to y'all. So the Lord don't have no limits as far as what he has for us to read. We can be reading that thing all day and find something new each and every day that we read it. I know a lot about the word because I read a lot of translations, different Bibles, different things. So I know a lot. But we don't even have to discuss everything I know and all that other stuff, because it's going to come back. What I found out through reading it, it's going to come back to one thing anyway. Because I like to go past all this. Let's go past all the knowledge that I have in the Word, and let's go past everything that you can get from the Word, and let's go past all the stuff that's just like in our realm in the Word. Let's go get past that. And what do you have? Jesus. Let's go forward to the beginning that we call it, which is the forever for them. What do you have? Jesus. So what's our ending conclusion to our new beginning? Jesus. So, with everything, what's in the midst of that? What do we still have? We still have Jesus. So no matter what I'm saying, it's gonna refer back to Jesus. I can talk to you all day about different stuff, but you got to get you some Jesus in it. You got to get you some Jesus in it. All right. Like I said, leave me some comments. Let me hear from you. Let me know if I answered a lot of your questions. And just let me hear back from you. And don't be afraid to pray for people. Don't be afraid to do what you got to do. Yes, it's going to be hard. Anything in life is hard to do. Some things are a little bit easier than others, but you still have to put the work in. You still have to do it. So don't be afraid to pray for people. Don't be afraid to do what you got to do. There's a lot of people out there successful, and every successful person just about does the same thing. They follow the same steps. So follow your steps in Jesus. And Jesus can take you to your success, because he's taking me to mine. This is part of my success. It took me a while to do it. I was wrestling with it. Like I said, I wanted to do something in a different direction, and I still might get a chance to do that. But it's going to be through this. Once I start this, then I had a better insight on things, and okay, let's do this. And then I start saying, well, man, people like this, so let's try to do this over here like this. So it's just one of those things where, as though you get involved with Jesus and you put him first, he'll put you first every single time. And a lot of people that know me, they know that sometimes I had things a little hard, but I always put Jesus first. And if I didn't, he didn't put me first. So he stand by his word, put the Lord first. But even though he didn't, let me point this out too. Even though he didn't put me first, he technically, he really did put me first. You see what I'm saying? Because he still got to get me up, and he still got to be here with me. But just because he didn't do exactly what I wanted him to do or give me my desire at that time, doesn't mean that, he didn't do his job. So either way, he still puts us first. So why not Why not trust in him and believe in him and give him a try and let him know that you believe in him? I talked to him. I said, Lord, you know what? I know that every single thing ain't went my way at every point in time. But even in this year, I trust you. I don't have to know exactly what the Lord's going to do. I don't have to know. He doesn't really have to tell me anything. Even though I sometimes talk to him, I ask him to tell me anything. I don't have to know what he's going to do. I just know that he's going to do it because he said he's going to do it. And sometimes he throw me that curveball just for my obedience. That's it. That's the point right there. The point I want to make is that the Lord loves obedience, and He loves for you to let Him know what you're going to do with whatever you're asking for that's going to help out His kingdom. I got part of that from a pastor. What you're going to do with that. But He loves obedience. Obey. If there's still time, obey your parents. That means your mother, your father, your grandparents, your aunts and uncles, your teachers and different things like that, law enforcement, thing like that. I know what you're going to say about the last one with the law enforcement. Oh, they don't help us, or they've been beating up black folks and doing this and doing that. I understand that. And for that, I get it. And I feel hurting my heart for it too. But see, I'm not talking about the ones that's beating them, even though, you give your so-called enemy. You remember when Jesus was talking to Satan, that we call him, some people call him Lucifer, different thing like that. But he was talking to him. Now, find me a time where he disrespected Lucifer. Read your Bible. I've read it through and through, and find a time where he was highly disrespected to Lucifer. Highly disrespectful to Lucifer. Find me that time. No. So what I'm saying is, even if you have an enemy, it doesn't mean you have to treat your enemy with high disrespect. I get it when you do. I'm not listening to nothing you say. I'm doing. Okay, I get that too. I get that, but it doesn't mean that you have to treat your enemy with a high disrespect. You don't have to do that. And a lot of times you'll feel better, and the other person will feel better, and they might get saved off of that. Say, why is this person treating me good when I'm treating them terrible? Traffic stop routine. A lot of the officers, I'm not talking about the ones that go off the deep end, but a lot of them don't have great days. Think about it, as a police officer. Your day ain't going to be, it'll be a day, but it might not be as great as somebody else who, work at the grocery store, or, work at a clothing store or something like that. Your day is going to be hectic. So a lot of times they have bad days. So a lot of times, you start off hostile, that's going to make them upset. I tell you one personal story of mine. The tow truck driver told me, as I was getting my car towed at one point, that I got off easy because somebody else was a young female who was mouthing off to an officer, and the officer told their car or whatever. And yes, I still got my vehicle towed, but mine went easy. I just told it back to the job. I said, hey, could I do this? Because I think all I needed was like, I'm trying to remember. I think it was just like the little stickers on the tag, and it had expired by like a day or something like that. And you don't want to get out there and riding around or something like that, and something happened or something like that. So, a little tow. I didn't have to pay for the tow, I don't believe. And, I got everything taken care of the next morning. Now, it seemed kind of bad in the moment, kind of. But at the same time, it was all right. Nowadays, I don't even really, mess with them too much. I don't even worry about, even think about too much. If I get out there and I'm driving or something, I don't even think about it. That's how that's how much at peace I am with them. I'm not worried about them. Why? Once again, I'm focusing on the Lord. I'm not worried about what they're doing. If they're doing bad, guess what? Their time will come. If they're doing good, same thing. Their time come for the good. It's just they're doing bad. They get bad, and the Lord know their heart and all that, and the Lord know if they're doing good, and if He bless them good. So, I wanted to point that out there too. You got your enemy, and there's been time when people treated me like I was a different type of person. You'll hear me say, "Wow, okay, all right." I leave it alone because I don't have to fight every battle. Sometimes I let the Lord, 99% of the time I let the Lord fight my battle. I don't fight everybody's battle. If you doing something wrong, He gonna get you. Yes, I know about the karma and all that, but this is for me. You do something wrong for me, and the Lord. Remember, the Lord's watching all the time, not sometimes, all the time. So, and He see me not do nothing. Oh, He's gonna get you back. That go for me or anybody else on the planet. I promise you, if you doing what you're supposed to do, and somebody come mess with you or do something wrong, I ain't talking about like physically hurt you or something. They might say something really bad or do something like that, or maybe even physically, something like that. I'm just going with regular scenarios, and you don't do anything as a man or woman of faith, and you let that thing go. Oh boy, I'm just telling you from experience, and a lot of times I don't even pray about it. Hey, Lord, get this person, unless it's something that I really like. Okay, I got to pray about this, but most of the time I might say, Lord, save that person. But if you treat that person with respect and dignity, and that person walk all over you, that person is in for, let's just call it a blessing. And yes, that person is still blessed, but the Lord is going to put a blessing on their tail like they never seen before. And a lot of these, I'm about to have to stop this video, but I'm going to do another segment after this. But, a lot of these, I want to call it fakers, are in they're gonna wake up real fast. Now I'm gonna stop this one, and then I'm gonna start another one. Thanks, thank you so much. Be blessed.